What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Magnum West here, and today we're going to be taking a look at what I believe is probably the best Marvel Legends figure available so far. I do have like one more that I think may take the cake, being the Gamerverse Venom, but the pictures I've seen, it looks really good, and overall it looks like a really good figure. But currently, this is my favorite Marvel Legends that I've ever had and currently have in my collection. So for starters, let's just go over the basics, as I kind of want to focus more on talking about the figure really than actually what it is, because by this point, it currently May 19th, 2025, there's probably like hundreds of reviews out there. But I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like I haven't covered a Marvel Legends figure in a while. But just just to keep it formal a little bit, let's go over the accessories real quick. So obviously, you guys know he does come with an alternate head, and I really personally like this head. Some people don't really like it; they say it looks kind of weird, but I think it looks really good and pretty comic accurate. So I really like it personally. And then he does come with a lot of weapons, which is I'm really happy about that. He comes with I think this is a Mac 10, or no, this is a Uzi, and this is a Mac 10. Sorry about that. Um, I don't remember the names, but I know for a fact this is a Mac 10. And then they usually call this one a Uzi. It probably has like an actual nomenclature, but yeah, those are two weapons that he comes with. Then he does come with what looks like a Colt 1911. Comes with it right there, and it comes with the leg holster, which is really badass, man. I love when they do stuff like this. Um, just that attention to detail. And then in case you're wondering, it is only going to be Punisher. I did sell what's his name, Bushwhacker, because I think he just looks pretty lame, so I got rid of that guy. And then he comes with a open splayed out hand for his left arm. Then he has two trigger hands, one for each side, and then he comes with kind of like a little, um, directional hand, like he's pointing somewhere. And I'm gonna be honest, one of the main reasons why this is also my favorite figure is it's Punisher. Punisher is my second favorite Marvel character, right behind Spider-Man. Especially as a former Marine myself, Frank Castle is like what you shoot to be as a Marine. Obviously he's kind of a controversial character. He's an anti-hero. He goes around, guns blazing, shoots first, ask questions later type of guy. But I think overall his moral compass is pretty good. Most of what I've consumed as far as like Punisher lore and stuff has been the TV show. But as far as I'm aware, the TV show is pretty accurate to a lot of the comic book storylines and kind of get the character very well. And I mean, John Bernthal's role as Punisher is like extremely well executed. John Bernthal is like one of my favorite actors because of that. And he definitely plays a good Punisher. And then, like I said, just to kind of do the review, uh, head looks up that much, looks down that much, and then you have a 360. I would say this is probably my least favorite part of the figure. Is the disc hinge. I wish they would have gave him, the neck articulation like on some of the newer ones, but can't complain. Shoulders get up that high. He does have a pretty decent butterfly joint. Not the best, and this vest does kind of get in the way. You can kind of move that out of the way and maybe get a little bit more, but can't really, especially because I have the gun in the back. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that. And in most cases, I would say this is bad, but in this case, it's good because the gun is a little bit gummy. So you can go ahead and squeeze. Like I heated the vest up, and I was able to squeeze the rifle in there, and I think it looks really badass. So, and it really doesn't get in the way or anything. So butterfly joint works really well for what it is. Obviously, you have double bicep swivel, and then you got the hinge joint right here on the wrist, hinge and swivel, which is really good. I think the articulation on this guy is another reason why he's my favorite. And then just overall, the physique is beautiful. Going back, it's a little bit limited, using everything that's about as far back as you can get. And then this is like one of the few figures where like I think the forward gets more than the back, or it might be it's pretty even, but He does have the swivel right here, and then he has the U joint going down there, which in my opinion is the best combination of joints. Um, then he does have pretty good, hinge in the legs. I'm pretty sure you can do almost a full splits, but you can get about that much. Kicks up about that much. Double hinge, and then you have the thigh swivel right here, which is really good, not hindered at all by the holster. Boot swivel, really good. Ankle hinge, and then really good ankle rocker. So that's about it for the accessories, and the articulation. But kind of back to why this is my favorite figure is I think the suit is amazing. Like I really was not aware of this suit. Really, the only ones that I'm aware of are the classic one where he has the white gloves and the white boots, and then his look in like the movies and some of the storylines. Where he has like the trench coat and then he just kind of has like the shirt with the skull on it and he's wearing like utility pants and it more like militia looking, if you will. But I really, really, really like this design. I think it's amazing. It kind of reminds me of Solid Snake, and I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear, and that definitely has helped me liking this figure. It has that kind of like stealth look, like it's a completely black suit, minus the little the vest right here, which I don't know, it might be like sappy plating. I believe that's what it is. But obviously Marvel Legends is cheap, so they didn't actually sculpt it. It's just painted on, which some people don't like the design. I mean, it's neither here nor there. I don't really care too much. I care more about the overall look of the character. I'm not too fixated on the skull of the costume or anything. And then I really like this. It's a soft plastic, so it gets out of the way. I just overall really like it. The little utility. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in here some more so you guys can see everything I'm talking about. Then he does have like the utility belt, Batman status. Then this is the other head that has a bandana, which this is my preferred head, but I do like both. And then the leg holster, as you can see, it has like the actual buckles and stuff. And most times I would say like, oh, why is it not painted? Like, why aren't the buckles painted? But Frank Castle here being a recon marine and all that, I'm sure he would want to be as stealthy as possible and uniform as possible. So the fact that it's all black actually befits the character really well. Then kind of turn him around here, the vest on the chest. I really like that. I wish he would have come with the shotgun, as he has the shotgun shells right here. But just another thing that's like, it just looks super badass. You know what I mean? I think that's another really big selling point for this figure is it looks almost like a G.I. Joe kind of, 80s action hero vibes. And I think I just really like it, man. I really like the all black suit, and I think it's just an overall really good action figure. And I would really say that one of the main reasons I think it's one of the best action figures out there, definitely the best Frank Castle in my opinion. I personally don't like the Mezco one. I think, again, I don't like Mezcos, so it's kind of unfair to say, but I just think it looks like he's wearing pajamas. It doesn't look really good. I don't like Mezcos, so that's why I don't really classify those. So I would say for what we have currently, I think this is the best 112 scale Frank Castle that we have available at this current moment in time. So I'm sure they're gonna end up doing a re-release where he has like the classic design, but I personally don't like it. I think it's kind of goofy. I think it's one of those like retro designs that doesn't really look good, especially because I really can't after watching the show and how brutal Frank Castle is in that, and then from the couple tidbits that I've seen from the actual War Journal comic run for Frank Castle or the Punisher, it's kind of hard to take him seriously when he's wearing that superhero look. Like, this is more believable because it's all black. And like I said, I think it's more befitting of the character with the all black covert kind of looking suit, and I think it looks really badass. And then the headband just again adds to that aesthetic. It's really good. And then kind of getting him into some poses, I would say like this is another reason why this is one of my favorites. Is he can get down for sure, for sure. You're gonna be able to get pretty much any pose you want to get with this guy. It's like jumping over. Go ahead and get him in like a punch. And kind of one of the cool things about um, having a character like this is very versatile. You could use martial arts because we learn martial arts in the military, and I'm sure Frank Castle being wanting to be in the best of his wanting to be the best in his class, would definitely be doing some kind of martial arts training on his free time. So judo, jujitsu, Krav Maga, stuff like that. Get him in a cool like little ready pose. And then one of my favorite things about Legends when they're done right is like you can freaking like squeeze these guys and be crazy with them because they're made for that. You know what I mean? They're not gonna break on you or anything. So I just love this freaking Frank Castle, man. It's beautiful. I think it's like the perfect Marvel Legends pinless and everything. Like I don't know if Mayfex were to come out with one, I would debate it. It would need to be like really, really, really good and come with an insane amount of accessories because I know that might be sacrilege comparing a Marvel Legends to Mayfex, but it has all the aesthetics. Like it has the joints are kind of ugly, if you will, but there's no swivel at the waist. It has a nice swivel here. Like the hinge joint doesn't look that good, but overall it looks like a very high end figure. It just sucks that he was locked behind a 2-pack, but I was able to sell the Bushwhacker for like $15, so pretty much $35 Frank Castle right here if you were able to get him retail. So yeah, man, I think overall it's just a very beautiful figure, and let's do some size comparisons just for the fuck of it. All right, starting off the size comparisons, I just wanted to show them, since I mentioned if Mayfix were to make one, here he is next to the Mayfix Cyclops and Mayfix Nightfall Bane. As you can see, he's a little bit on the taller side. I'll go ahead and look it up and answer it here in the next segment. But I believe Frank Castle's like 6'2", 6'3", something like that. So it's not that bad. And overall, I think it fits really well. He's smaller than Bane and a little bit taller than Cyclops. I don't think it's the end of the world. But yeah, that's him next to those two. Okay, I stand corrected. So actually, in the previous comparison, Scott Summers is usually depicted as 6'3", and Punisher or Frank Castle is usually depicted as 6'1". So it's not the best scale, but whatever. I think it fits just fine. But anyway, jumping over here, we got him next to the Marvel Legends Steve Rogers from the same wave as this guy. What is it? Secret Wars. There you go. We have the black suit Spider Man, and then the Captain America over here. As you can see, he fits very well with his Marvel Legends brethren. And then to switch it up over here, kind of out of left field, got the Rebel Tech Batman from Arkham Knight. And again, I think Batman is usually depicted as like 6'3", 6'2". So especially in the suit, he's probably taller. So he's a little bit big, but honestly, like I said, I don't mind it. I think it's fine. I think you could wiggle it. And yeah, they're two completely different lines from completely different manufacturers. So if they were to scale well, that would be a damn miracle. But that's pretty much it for size comparisons. All right, guys, but that pretty much wraps up the video. Just kind of concluding, I just wanted to show him off here. Freaking Frank Castle, gun tone spraying at everyone, screaming his head off. Really badass figure, man. If you don't have it and you're a Punisher fan, you need to get this guy. I think it's gonna be one of those grails, especially this design, because I'm sure they're gonna end up re-releasing. If they end up re-releasing this guy, if I don't know their track record of doing that, but I hope they do. And usually, if they'll probably end up changing it, like maybe give him different accessories or give him a different head sculpt. I don't really know, or probably give him the classic design. So if you really like this look in particular, I would go ahead and get him. You could probably easily sell Bushwhacker for like 10, $15. So it'll cover a little bit of that, you not wanting Bushwhacker. Um, Not to say he's like a horrible figure, but just I don't really care for the character. I'm here for freaking Frank Castle. Like I said, I love this character. One of my favorite Marvel characters, and overall one of my favorite characters in comics. Just overall. So yeah, if this is something you think you might need in your collection, I would say go get it now. Because it's probably gonna once it's gone. Usually these figures tend to sell out, and once they sell out, they go up in price a lot. So not trying to create FOMO or anything. I don't care. I personally really don't really like Hasbro. So, but I think this is an amazing figure, and it's one of my favorites. So that's kind of what I got to say on that. But like I said, I think this figure is beautiful and I would definitely recommend it. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching the videos. If you guys want to see more videos like this where I go over older figures, you know, like that have been released already that I might have not covered, or you know, especially older figures that I do have in my collection, let me know what you guys think. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you can, drop me a like, a sub, and a comment down below letting me know what do you guys think about this figure. What's one of the, you know, Marvel Legends that you would say everybody needs to have in their collection. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a good day. Peace.